So today's webinar we're looking at what is the secret to feeling good about yourself. So a tapping session to help us discover how we can release the past and live in a much happier place within ourselves to find more joy in our daily life. And I'm sure everybody would like to find more joy in their daily lives and more emotional freedom, which is what this is all about. So the big shift that has to happen is we need to get out of our heads and into our hearts. And the EFT gives us the ability to do that. So a little bit about your heart. We tend to think of the heart as purely as a muscle organ that helps pump blood around our heart, but it is much more than that. It's an electromagnetic field generator similar to the brain. However, the brain generates a field 60 times greater in amplitude than the brain. So it's very, very powerful, which shows how important the heart is. This field changes instantaneously with emotions and can be measured several feet outside of your body. The positive emotions like love, gratitude, compassion cause the heart rhythm to become coherent. That means it becomes in tuned or entrained to a certain frequency or vibration. So when we're in those powerful vibrations of love, gratitude, and compassion, then it's something that we sense and feel, like you can feel it from other people when they're in that, and it's a way that we connect with each other. And it's through that heart coherence. Negative emotions can be just as powerful, but they cause a messy, chaotic heart rhythm. So new research on the heart shows that the communication between the heart and the brain is a two-way street, with the heart sending more information to the brain than the other way around. Now the heart thinks, learns and remembers and makes decisions independent of your brain. Now not many of us actually think about our heart actually working as in thinking, learning and remembering. But when you understand that your mind is actually right throughout your body, it's in every part of your being, it's not, when we explain the mind to people, people generally think about the mind being in the brain, and it is not in the brain. So we think and we feel with our whole body, which is why we have certain feelings in certain parts of the body, because there's a resonance of where that emotion is stored. So the more coherent the brain becomes, the more coherent that should read, the heart becomes, the greater the heart-brain synchronization, and the easier it becomes to make good decisions, think clearly and act on intuition. So when we're thinking purely from a brain-focused type of thinking, we're not actually, it's all logical. It's all trying to sort things out, but we really need to get into our heart to really get a greater depth of understanding of whatever it is that we're dealing with, because that's where the answers lie. And that's where the change needs to actually take place. By getting that heart, by working with your heart and working with your feelings, you clear up all that old stuff that we tend to be carrying around with us for years, because your heart is actually storing a lot of that. And the pericardium, which actually protects the heart, is where a lot of that gets stored as well. So the pericardium actually stores a lot of our emotional traumas and tries to protect the heart from their damage, negative feelings. So the longest journey humanity must take is the 18 inches from the head to the heart. So our whole society is very much head focused. We think way too much, and we make decisions based on pure human logic. And part of helping the world to transform is helping people to make more heart-based decisions. But we need, in order to do that, to make those clear heart-based decisions, we've actually got to learn to actually love ourselves. And that is our biggest challenge. So to come more from that much more positive place and that coherent heart, we have to clear the path to the heart. And that means that's what we're doing with the EFT, is we're clearing up all the old negative baggage. Now, we've all got stuff that can go way back, right back to our conception, because we actually experience what the mother's feeling while we're actually in the womb. So that can make it a little bit challenging because you don't actually have a memory. We don't actually have memories for a lot of things below the age of 3 or 4. So tapping to release all the past traumas and negative emotions and events can help clear that path. That's the way we can move forward and clear all that junk out of the way so that we can come from that clear vibration. So part of it is just learning to let go and being open to loving and forgiving ourselves. That's the very first step. When we can love and forgive ourselves unconditionally, then we can come from that much higher vibration and be more loving and accepting of others unconditionally. So one of the things that we're taught in particularly in our society is that it's not okay to love yourself. So have you got that feeling when you've gone through school? You know, kids tease people, oh, he loves himself. So you're made fun of for loving yourself. And that's more coming from an ego perspective, if somebody thinks they're better than someone else. But, you know, how we actually internalize that can be that it's actually bad to love yourself. So if you think about that for a moment and you ask yourself the question, or say to yourself, I really totally and completely love and accept myself. Just listen to what comes back from the subconscious when you say a statement like that. Does it really feel true for you? Or is all this negative stuff coming up as you say those words? So I'm just opening up your lines again and just tell me what happened. Just ask yourself that, you know, or say that positive statement. I truly love, accept and appreciate myself. When you say that statement, just listen to the internal feedback that comes back. So would you ladies like to share what comes back for you when you say something like that to yourself? Does it feel true? So Jenny Lee or Joanne, whoever would like to speak first.
It doesn't ring true for me at all.
Okay.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's great. It's great to own that, Jenny Lee.
Yeah, yeah.
Because once you own it, you can start to change it. See, all the poor decisions we make are based on all those negative feelings that we've been holding on to, and we haven't known how to clear them.
Yeah.
And we don't even know that there's a way that we can clear them. We don't know why those feelings are there, but they're there all the time and they keep governing the decisions and choices that we make. They cause our daily behaviour. So Joanne, how did that feel for you when you said that statement? You can unmute your line, Joanne. You there, Joanne?
Oh, now I'm here now. Sorry, it was muted. Sorry, Wendy.
That's okay.
Yeah. I've always felt it's not true, and I just had a big, massive knot in my stomach. Yeah, massive.
Yes. Yep. Okay, so that's all of those things are wonderful clues. So awareness comes from really listening to the cues, the language of how your body is actually speaking to you. Your body and your heart are actually speaking to you to help you make these changes. So when you get those feelings, those uncomfortable feelings, that's what you start to tap on. And just be open to what feelings come up with that. And are there certain memories connected to that? So they're the clues. So you jot them down and you just do the tapping around each one of those, and you'll just find an amazing transformation starts to happen for you. I had a wonderful session with a young lady this morning, and for her there was all this emotional trauma from stuff that happened in her childhood. And we've all got this little inner child inside of us. And so part of what we did is we went back to some of those traumatic, really traumatic memories for her. And we did some tapping around that and helped her have a shift. And then I got her to, you know, close her eyes and connect with that little girl that was inside of her that went through that trauma. And as she connected with that little girl, just through tuning into herself and that little girl who's inside of her, because we've all got her, and notice, you know, the expressions on her face, how she actually feels, and, you know, the terror that she was feeling in those circumstances. And we tapped around that. And after we released that emotion, she then connected with that little child and just let her know that, you know, she's always there for her, and, you know, a beautiful feeling of love and acceptance for the little child happened in that moment. So very, very powerful. So has anyone got anything to say about that?
I find when I'm tapping, Wendy, and I release that emotion, then my mind will go even further to the next, to something
that's
more.
Correct. Yes,
Yeah,
it's
so-
showing you that there's, you know, there's a whole trail of stuff that needs to be cleared. So you just go to the next thing.
Yeah, and each time I go further, it gets harder and harder.
It does, because you're actually
It's
going
deeper and
deeper.
deeper. Yeah, deeper
Yep.
and deeper. And it's, to
Yeah,
me,
when
it
you go
seems like
deeper,
there's no.
you're getting closer to the core of how that negative belief got set up.
Oh, okay.
And we can
So,
often avoid those things because it's scary.
yeah, that's what yeah.
Yes.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
I tend to then I sort of go into another, I guess, where I'll always sat with it, and then yeah, it's because it's so hard. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But you've seen how fast you can shift the emotion with EFT, haven't you?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
you've done.
Yeah. Yes.
So
yes.
even though it feels hard because it's way outside your comfort zone, if you keep going, it can only be a matter of minutes before it's cleared.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Just
Okay.
keep going.
So we're used to building up we've told this story to ourselves over and over for years. And the more we've told the story, the more the fear and the aversion to dealing with it gets bigger.
Mm.
But when you start collapsing, it just disappears quickly.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay? So
Just keep going.
Just keep going, Joanne. Just know that the path to freedom is on the other side of that.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Jenny Lee, do you have any questions regarding that?
No, not really.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
All right. So I'm just going to put up some questions that can help you to find other areas to deal with. And I've been doing this process again recently with myself, and it's just been very powerful. Like it's a lifetime process to just keep clearing up stuff, because it really helps you have a far greater sense of awareness and compassion and love and gratitude for everyone and everything. So these questions I'm going to pose here. What are your triggers? What are the things that trigger you to do something that you know is not going to help you achieve what you ultimately want? Okay? So if it's a cigarette smoker, there's a trigger for them to go and smoke a cigarette. They might have quit, but something happens and that trigger fires up that desire to go and do something they know is actually ultimately going to kill them. And it's no different to the person that uses food as their tranquilizer, or the drug addict, or the alcoholic. Okay? Everyone who does those sort of self-destructive, self-sabotaging behaviours actually has unresolved trauma underneath it. So the path to changing it is to keep going and address the trauma and being able to let it go, learning to love and truly forgive yourself. That's why we use that statement. I love and accept myself. A lot of the time, forgiveness can be a very tricky word for a lot of people. Because we think about forgiving somebody. If somebody's done something really wrong, in our perception of wrong, we feel, why should we forgive them? But the act of forgiveness is not about condoning their behaviour. It's being able to forgive in order to let it go. So you set yourself free. It's all about you being free from whatever that trauma or whatever that stress situation is. To give you an example, the young lady I worked with today, her mother was an abusive alcoholic, exposed to some terrible situations. And so part of what we worked on was helping her to understand why her mother behaved the way she did. So on a conscious level, she knew that her mother had been exposed to all of that in her childhood, but could not have the forgiveness for it from her heart. But when she emotionally, through the tapping, and we opened that up, she was able to have a lot more love and compassion for the mother. And forgiveness she was able to have that happen because she came from a greater depth of understanding, and it was from the heart, not just from a logical perspective. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, Wendy. Yeah.
Okay. So part of helping you move forward is learning to listen to whatever your triggers are. Anything that triggers a stress response in your body or a negative emotional charge, there's something behind it. What is it that makes you break out into a sweat? I'm not talking about exercise, that breaks us all out into a sweat, but what makes you get into, clammy and sweating, heart palpitating, all that sort of stuff? That's showing that heart is out of rhythm. So there's an emotional disturbance there. So what are the things that trigger that? What is it that you would rather avoid? So like you mentioned, Joanne, when that other deeper level trauma or emotion comes up, a part of you wants to stop the process because of the negative feelings that are actually quite scary.
Yeah, because my trigger every day is just leaving the house. So
Okay.
I wouldn't say I break out into a sweat or anything like that, but I can feel my stomach nodding. And in getting to work, when I get out of the car to go, I'm literally walking that slow, and it's such a struggle to take one step in front of the other.
Yeah.
But that's, to me, I've learning that's avoidance. So it's easy for me to stay home and just live in my own little
Comfort zone.
in my comfort zone. Yeah, and I've really discovered lately it's just a massive resistance to whatever it is. I'm just so resisting that going there to that source
So
of whatever it is.
Is there something negative in that work situation? Like
It's not a friendly, happy workplace. There's a lot of but then I use that as a learning tool, as in my own self. Is that if I can see that in them, is that in me as well? If you understand what I mean. Sometimes
I get what you mean. So
yeah.
well, the more you can actually tap on all your resistance to going and just clear any emotion that comes up in relation to that.
Yeah.
Okay, so there'll be things there for you that is part of your learning, as you've said. You've recognised that.
Yeah, because I've been...
Yeah?
Yeah, sorry, I've been going to this workplace for a lot of years. I have left. It's sort of a pattern, actually. I leave And then the lady will ring and say, oh, we've got work for you if you want it. So I go back. So it's a round and round cycle I do all the time. And there's obviously, and it's not on any individual person, and it's just, I think, part of what I'm, to get out of my comfort zone and learn. But I keep resisting it. If you understand what I mean. Anyway.
Well, I would do some tapping around your resistance to going. And just notice what feeling comes up for you.
And then also, can I just add to that? Because when I then come home and I come back to the house that's empty, and I don't like the being alone, and that is when I will have something to eat. So it sort of counteracts what I felt in the first time in the morning, like I don't want to leave home. But then when I go out and come back, it's like that's when I tend to
self-sabotage.
eat. Not overeat, but that's when I will eat, when really I probably don't need anything to eat. So.
Well, if you're not needing to eat and you are eating, then it's a self-sabotage. You're using food in the form of company and comfort. So that's where you get there. You notice that feeling and you tap on what that feeling is. Okay.
And if you don't like yourself,
well, that's part of it. It's all part of it, Joanne. So part of being alone means you have to be comfortable with who you are.
That's that's right. That's what I avoid. Funny, isn't it?
And you avoid going into those group situations because you're not comfortable with who you are as well.
No.
Okay.
I'll have to do a lot of tapping.
Part of it is asking yourself the question, why do I not like myself? So just ask yourself the question and then listen for what the internal answer is that comes up from the subconscious mind, because that's your clue to changing it. Okay? The more you do the process, the more aware you'll become.
I have been down that road actually with Colin.
Yes.
Which took me right back to what you were talking earlier is when I was born. So that goes back into a trauma type situation. There
can be other aspects that haven't been cleared yet, Joanne. Okay. So work on that. And the other thing that I'd suggest you do is do some mirror work.
Oh, okay. So
mirror work is you stand.
I'd stand in front of the mirror and look yourself in the eye. Do the tapping. Okay.
Do the tapping. It's not just standing in front of a mirror. You've got to make it work for you. Stand in front of the mirror and you say, I love and accept myself, and then all the negative stuff comes up because it's the conflict with what you're saying.
Okay. Maybe that's what I need to do, in front of the mirror.
In front of the mirror, look yourself in the eyes and say, I love and accept you to yourself, and then listen to what comes up for you, all the conflict that is arguing with that statement that won't let you love and accept yourself.
But I'm looking,
you do the tapping around whatever that is, and you keep releasing it and letting it go. Don't stop until you get it to zero.
Okay, to zero. And I'm putting it into to true reality, because I'm actually looking at myself. I'm making myself accountable, not off into some fairy tale land or whatever, because my mind can tend to run away with itself, something shocking. Just
work on that. The mirror work is very, very powerful. I've done that with anorexics and binge eaters and bulimics, and because they don't love themselves.
Okay.
Okay,
thanks, Wendy, for that.
That's okay. So what don't you want to think about? So You know, when you ask yourself that question, what comes back from the subconscious mind? What embarrasses you? So another encounter I had with a client this week was a young man who was bullied a bit at high school. No, it was actually in primary school where somebody dacked him. You know how they pull the pants down and everyone stands around and laughs? So
Yeah.
that has set up a social phobia for him. So, you know, it's recognizing where the problems come from and do the tapping around it. Let it go, let go. Tune into that original experience that you had. Notice the feelings physically, emotionally, and tap through those. Get those down to zero. Tune into the experience again. Is there any residual emotion or any residual physical feelings there? And tap through that and let it go. Another good question is, what would you rather no one knows about you? We've all got little secrets where we've made mistakes. Something we felt that we've done wrong, and we're hanging on to this guilt. We're hanging on to these bad feelings. Until we let them go, we can't love and accept ourselves. That's all part of learning to love and forgive yourself. What is your worst fear? What causes you to get that knot in your stomach or constricts your breathing? They're all signs of something that is being triggered at that subconscious level. So it's just having that awareness, just keep asking yourself those questions. And when you can ask a question, what would I rather no one knows about me, and you don't get anything back, you actually know that you're getting somewhere. See, there's two main emotions, love and fear. Fear feeds all the other negative emotions, and love feeds all the positive ones. So if you're procrastinating on doing things, you may be procrastinating on doing this program because it's confronting, it's scary. What are you scared of finding? What are you scared of finding out? Tap on any resistance you have and notice what feelings come up and release them. And for anyone who's doing this program, if there's something that's too scary, come and get our help. Book a session. We can help you deal with it because we can help take you through stuff at a much faster pace because we're not emotionally in what you're experiencing. We're helping you. We're helping by facilitating your movement through it and releasing it. So you can feel the feeling, but we can get it cleared up very quickly. So do you have any questions there, Jenny, Lee or Joanne? Or any aha moments for yourself?
I have lots of aha moments. Oh, what's that little
That's
thing
good.
inside that so resists? Oh, gee, it's so powerful.
What was that, Joanne?
The thing within that resists. It is just so powerful, so powerful. Yeah, it's anyway.
Joanne, I've had it myself. I've had that. I procrastinated. I've resisted doing stuff, and all it did was cause me more pain.
I understand that. Yeah, that's what it's doing to me. Yeah, some days I can hardly walk, and you know what it is, but it's just it's
It can
anyway,
literally
I just
cripple you.
Well, actually, I have had that thought, like, that deep down somewhere within that's where it would like to take me, so that it doesn't need to But is it then me just taking ownership of whatever it is? Like who is it? Who's conflicting? Who's fighting with who? The little, you talk about the inner child, like,
Yes, yes.
yeah,
Well,
so,
when we don't know how to deal with stuff, Joanne, we tuck it away.
mm,
We hide it in some deep corner, this little
mm,
crevice, and we try to keep it covered up because we don't want to deal with it.
mm, mm,
And we actually put so much fear of dealing with it around it that we
mm.
build it up to be bigger than it is.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
So having the courage to know that you
Mm,
can get through anything,
yeah.
whatever the
All
trauma
right.
is, you have survived it.
I actually
So
have been
you've
telling
proven you're a
myself,
survivor.
yeah, I've told myself that for a lot of years now. I'm here now, so I survived. So,
Yep.
I have just written in big words courage. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
So
Mm.
Jenny Lee, how have you gone? So it's been triggering things for you?
Yeah, it has been triggering things for me. Yeah, and things that I don't understand. I mean, I don't understand in myself, questioning myself the same as Joanne.
Yep.
But yeah, no, just what you're saying is I'm trying to take that in and absorb that.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I need to, I haven't actually put the tapping into practice as such, only from being on the webinar. I don't know, I just keep brushing sort of under the carpet and think, no, you're doing okay. But then when you have discussions like this, it brings it all up again, and that nervous feeling comes in, and you think, well, yeah, it's not going away. But when you feel like you're doing okay, then you're just putting that to the side. But
Yeah.
once I'm confronted with it again like this, it's reinforcing to me again and again the benefit of it, and just do it, just start doing it. But
Yeah.
I kind of, I just get mixed up when I think of trying to think of one situation that I can work on, because I just feel like it's all just a big mire of mess in there that I just don't know how to pick through, and
Okay.
how, which means I need to trust with, I don't know, I just don't know where to start, basically.
Okay. So within the program is the personal peace process. It's a journal. So you print that out, and this is how you make sense of it and how you start working through it. So each time something triggers a memory or a negative thought or, any kind of negative feeling, just jot it down in your personal peace journal. Jot down
Okay.
all the traumatic, negative events, triggers in there. And then you just start working on one at a time.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
And as you start working, you'll find others will start to come up, and you just put them on that list.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds good. I like the idea of putting things down on paper, journaling.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Okay.
the journal work is designed to be your workbook
Yeah.
to work through. There's the questionnaires in the program are there to help you become more aware of the areas where you can do more work.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
all of that's there is to help give you the tools to be able to put it into order. And if you just did 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes a day of tapping,
Okay. Yeah.
the difference in how you feel in a month would be huge, and how you feel in a whole year would be astronomical.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's just about you making the commitment to yourself to actually invest that time into yourself. Most of us don't invest any time into ourselves. We're so busy doing stuff for others and keeping ourselves busy, we're avoiding the stuff that will actually truly make a difference.
Mm.
by clearing up our own stuff, we become better partners, we become better mothers,
Yeah.
become better human beings. We love and accept ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is
And
the
that
journey that I've
actually-
taken. Yeah, sorry, go on.
It affects the people around us in very positive ways.
Yeah.
It has that ripple effect.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you can inspire other people just by you being your better version of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That's what my goal is, and this year that has been my aim. I've taken some time off work to focus on myself. I've seen Colin with the diet side of things, and I've started exercising and eating better and all those things, you know, the outward things,
Yep.
or the inward
Yep.
things as well. But you know, and doing the course and doing this webinar, and yeah, so that's what I'm working on this year to be. The time has come to make those changes. But I guess it's the deep stuff that I'm sort of like, oh, I'm doing okay. You know, I'm doing okay. That, you know, it's sort of like, we'll just brush over that bit for the minute. But
Yep.
this is good because this is sort of like staring me in the face with it again, and that's what I need. You know, so what you just said, 5 minutes a day, that's great. I can take hold of that, and that I will work on that. That will be my next, you know, my next goal, to do that.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's fantastic. That's great. That's just
Okay.
one thing that I can grab hold of and work on now as my next.
Yes.
You know, yeah.
By doing that for both you ladies, by being consistent and being on these
Yeah.
webinars, you know, I can help coach you with
Yeah, it's
any areas
fantastic.
where you get stuck, so that
Yeah.
you can really get the full benefit of the program.
Yeah. It's fantastic. I'm just so thankful for you for making this available.
My pleasure.
Mm.
Yeah, it's the same here, Wendy. Yeah, because like, you know, I see Colin, and it's you tend, like Jenny Lee just said, you tend to deviate away because you're not going to go there and make the commitment to yourself. So 5 minute little steps, 5 minutes a day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Just do that little bit. I did it years ago, and I'm back to doing it again myself.
Yeah. And
Recognize that. Yeah.
It's the fear, Wendy, because we built, like, just for my own self-talking, we create our own story, don't we? So
Oh, absolutely.
if you come to a point within yourself that it's just a story, and, well, who really am I? Is there one part of you has the fear of letting go of who you thought you were, and the fear of stepping out of that and becoming who you really, really are? Yeah,
Yes.
I've just been
One
listening
of
to
our
Jenny Lee.
greatest fears is that we are amazing.
Yeah, we're frightened of our own, who the truth of who we really are.
Fighting to keep ourselves down, keep ourselves suppressed, keep ourselves locked in that story, as you say.
Yeah.
Story
Yeah,
is history.
Yeah.
It's not who you are now. You dragging it around with you keeps bringing more of that into your life.
Yeah.
Would you rather
Just
something
in
better
listening.
coming into your life?
Oh, much. It's becoming a very heavy load.
Yes. It does get very heavy.
Yeah, no. It's always good to talk to somebody. Then you can listen to other people, and you can hear little bits, and it clarifies for your own self. Yeah.
Yes.
Good. Very good.
Okay. So a powerful thing is just to tap on, I love and accept myself.
Yeah.
As I mentioned earlier, you can do it in front of the mirror. You can do it without the mirror initially if you find it too hard to do in front of the mirror. I know, you know, I remember a young lady I worked with many years ago, and she had bulimia. And So many of these young girls that have bulimia or anorexia, they're absolutely beautiful, but they don't believe it. They can't see it. So when I had a mirror in my clinic room years ago, and I'd got her to stand in front of the mirror, and she could not even look in her own eyes.
Mm.
So we just tapped on her being able to make eye contact with herself initially. So it was just baby steps to help move her into being able to open up that connection with herself. Another lady I worked with years ago, she could never look me in the eyes. She never looked at anyone in the eyes. You know, if you have somebody who can't look you in the eyes, you feel like, you know, they're not being open and honest with you, don't you?
Yeah.
But, you know, I knew that it wasn't that. I knew that she felt so bad about herself that she's, you know, part of that connection with the eyes is the fear of other people seeing how bad I feel about myself. So we just tapped on her being able to look at me. We did a whole session on just to be able to get her to be able to look me in the eye, for her to feel comfortable with that.
Yeah, I can relate to all that.
Yeah, I can as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So just notice any resistance you have, any type of behavior like that. So, you know, when people are carrying extra weight, generally when they look in the mirror, it's just an abuse-a-thon. They say horrible things to themselves. And when you keep copping abuse, you're going to keep putting on weight to try and protect yourself from the abuse. Does that make sense?
Yeah, very much. Mm.
Okay. So part of it is learning, you know, to not abuse yourself when you look in the mirror. To love yourself unconditionally means you love everything about you. That doesn't mean you're going to keep the weight on. It means that you no longer need the safety net of the weight, and it's safe for you to let it go. Okay?
Yeah, Wendy.
All right. So do we have any further questions?
Yeah, just in going back to the tapping, to
Yeah.
begin that, do you have to, how do I like start? Do I just sit and start thinking of something
Yes.
that, or do I do the journal and pick something, like, how do I start that?
It really
Like-
depends on where you're at. If you're in feeling a strong feeling around something that's currently going on in your life, then you
Yeah.
tune into whatever that is that's going on.
Yeah, okay.
Notice what
Yeah.
you're feeling. Okay? So
Okay.
your wording will reflect the words that are coming up for you,
Okay.
because that's your
Yeah.
experience of it. I always ask, what's the emotional feeling? What's the physical feeling? Because the physical feeling is where we're actually storing it on a physical level, where that charge of energy is hitting and resonating, and then the emotional feeling. So then
Okay.
you tap through using wording around both, but you're always looking to bring the positive in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, does that give you
Yeah.
direction? If you want to pick on something that you've got in your journal, then you tune into that specific experience.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I get that.
Okay, so everything is actually stored inside of you,
Yeah.
in your body, not in your mind,
Yeah.
in your body.
Yeah. Believe that. Yeah.
Okay, it's just like
Yeah.
you can tune into anything and you get those images in your mind, you get the feelings and the words, they all just start flowing in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So any other questions?
Do we bring a lot forward with us in our conditioning, Wendy?
Absolutely.
That's like you're talking about more brain and heart, and then if you're not listening to your heart, you get out of rhythm. And like both my mum and dad have had heart failure, and I have come to accept they were doing the best they knew how, and they're good people, and they
Yes.
didn't know any different either because of their like it's just a chain of constant down the, and is it we come together to learn. They're our
Absolutely.
teachers to teach us,
Absolutely.
and when you said that about the heart, I'm always up in my brain, like just continuously going.
Yep.
Although
Yep.
in starting to go deeper, I have felt my heart. I'm aware now I do have a heart. There was a picture the other day of the Tin Man, and he's sitting there and he's holding this heart, and I thought, oh, that's so me. I'm finally finding my heart for myself. Yeah.
Very good.
Mm,
So basically, our conditioning starts right from conception.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but we don't have the actual memories of that. Like sometimes people can access that through hypnosis, through deep regression in hypnosis, but not everyone can. But that basically we get the same hormones that the mother's actually producing. So whatever the mother's experiencing, the baby experiences through the feelings, through the emotional charge, through the hormones that the mother's releasing. So if she's experienced trauma or something bad's happening while you're in utero, you'll have some negative feelings, but you won't be able to connect it to anything. We don't start to really have that memory recall till about the age of 3 or 4, it starts to kick in. So that's where we can have stuff that we're not aware of, but we know we've got the feeling.
Because for me the other day, Wendy, in going deeper and deeper, I had the experience of actually, as a baby, going from breast to bottle, and it was just my whole throat just locked up, and it was like it was being rammed, and I didn't want it. And it was like I just was choosing to die. I was resisting everything.
Okay.
That was I had a vision and a feeling, And
that's good.
For the last couple of weeks, that's what I've been sort of feeling. But it's okay to feel that, isn't it? Because that's just feelings rising up.
Yes, that is.
Have been
and you just
away.
Keep working on letting those feelings go.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Because it sort of shocked me. So where am I going with all this?
It may be that you were allergic to the formula and it gave you a pain in the belly. So part of your resistance could have been that. Well,
actually, my mother, I had a sister who's 12 months older than me, and she was loved her. My mother used to tell me this. Used to love her milk and whatever, and was a thriving baby. Where me, I was just sick all the time. I just never took to. And her mum used to say to her, they're two different babies. You just, because one used to drink all that stuff doesn't mean to say that I'm going to drink it all, if you understand what I mean. So, Could that then have something with my eating now?
Like it's hard to say. Throat? It's only when you tap around it, Joanne, that you'll be able to find the connections.
Okay.
So letting it go. Okay, and notice whatever's underneath that. Okay, and when you find there's nothing else underneath it, you know you've actually cleared it. So
I keep tapping with that situation.
Yeah, if you're still feeling any feelings around that.
I am feeling a lot. So I'll keep tapping with it.
Keep working till that's gone.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so even if you don't have a memory, you just keep working with the feeling.
Oh, okay. Which I've been tucking away all my life. Okay. Yeah. Because when it pops up, it's sort of scary. Like you said, it gets scary, doesn't it?
It does.
Just
But just knowing that you have a way and a means of dealing with it.
yeah, where
Yeah.
before you
And-
didn't have anything. So if it rose,
Yeah.
you just push it back down again. Yeah.
Yes. And if you
But
just
now-
keep chipping away at those things for both of you,
Yeah.
you find that all that fear and resistance will just dissipate because
yeah.
it loses all the fear of dealing with it.
Because I guess that's all tucked in the subconscious there.
Yep.
All that fear. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I'll become a what do they call them? Where they chisel away. Where they make statues. I forget their name.
A sculptor. A sculptor.
Yeah. I'll discover what's in underneath.
You're going to resculpt yourself, Joanne.
I am, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So is there anything else that either of you'd like to share before we finish up?
Not for me.
Not for you? Okay.
No,
No, thank you.
I'm
So we
right,
had, it
thanks.
was all pretty much all discussion today. We didn't get to do any tapping, but we will do tapping on our next one again. So I just wanted to open this up about the heart because I felt it was so important to address.
Yeah, very.
Yep.
For me, yeah, Wendy. Thanks for that.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause
You're welcome.
if you're not used to it being, well, it's always there, but you're just not aware that it's there.
Yeah.
It's- You're bringing my awareness to it, that it's looking for me.
Okay, so start connecting with the little girl inside of you. Start connecting with your own heart and giving it lots of messages of love and acceptance.
Thanks, Wendy.
Yeah, thank you so much,
Okay.
Wendy.
You're welcome. So
Thank you.
I encourage you both. It takes courage to face yourself and to deal with the past, but the reward is huge. So catch up with you again in a couple of weeks.
Yes,
Yeah, thanks,
will do.
Wendy.
Definitely.
Okay.
Thank you so
Jenny
much.
Lee.
Yeah, bye,
Thank
Joanne.
you. Yeah,
Bye.
bye. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Right.